The Become Worth Following Leadership Academy presents one simple rule for success in your group. Visit us at becomeworthfollowing.com. Some days, don't you wish superheroes would just show up and suddenly make your team win? Well, I don't think the superheroes are coming, but there is a single rule with 3 simple parts that'll turn your team around right now, and you might feel like you're flying. Really? So what is this rule that's going to bring my team to new heights? It's simple. No BCD. Now, I know what you're thinking. What is BCD? Well, BCD stands for blame, complain, and defend. Don't blame each other. Focus on your actions and help others where you can. Don't complain. Don't spend time focusing on things you can't control. Identify problems and fix them. And don't pridefully defend your mistakes. Know yourself and own your actions. Now, it's pretty easy to blame each other, and sometimes it is important to point out where someone's letting the group down. Just make sure you're not doing it out of pride, arrogance, or self-importance. Knowing the difference can take a lot of self-awareness. At the end of the video, there are a few questions you can reflect on to help you develop the self-awareness you need to know if you're blaming or pointing out problems for the good of the group. You could pause the video then and write them down. Now, same thing with complaining. Pointing out problems that don't have a solution does no good. Of course, there are times when it makes sense to identify things that need to be fixed. Just be sure you're talking with the purpose of making things better, not worse. Again, knowing the difference can take a lot of self-awareness. So there'll be a few more questions at the end of the video you can reflect on to help you develop the self-awareness you need to know if you're complaining or just identifying issues for the good of the group. Again, you could pause the video then to write them down. Really, the same can be said for defending yourself. Sometimes we don't want to admit when we let the group down, and it's easier to make an excuse. Try not to do that. Of course, there will be times when you might have to explain why you did something the way you did it. I call that honestly validating your actions. Just make sure you're being honest with yourself. Obviously, this is another area where knowing the difference can take a lot of self-awareness, so there'll be a few more questions at the end where you can reflect and help you develop the self-awareness to know if you're just defending yourself or honestly validating your actions. Again, just pause the video then and write them down. With all 3 of these components, blaming, complaining, and defending, just imagine the trust you could build if people operated at that level. Imagine how much you could hold yourself accountable and how much people could hold each other accountable. Imagine the results you'd get if you did that. When it comes to BCD, I want to give a lot of credit to the Ohio State head football coach, Urban Meyer. The BCD rule is actually his. I just use it because I like it and it works. It makes teams better, makes better leaders, and it makes you worth following.